So before the Beatles chose the Beatles as the name of the band, there had been 6 other names before that one. Back when John Lennon formed the first band that would eventually become the Beatles, it was called the Blackjacks, and the year was 1957. It wasn't long after that they changed the name to the Quarrymen after the school they attended, which was Quarry Bank School. The next name was close. They started calling themselves the Beatles, evidently as a tribute band to Buddy Holly's band The Crickets. After Buddy Holly and the Crickets probably were one of the biggest influences on the Beatles' music and arrangement styles. In 1960, they were going by the name the Silver Beetles, a name which didn't make it past the halfway point to 61, at which point they became Silver Beetles, and then finally the name we all know and love, the Beatles. The final name is a cute and clever pun. They wanted to name themselves after insects like the crickets from Buddy Holly's band. They changed the first part of the phrase Beatles to beat, B-E-A-T, so it played off the term musical beats. While most fans and fellow musicians found the name to be fun, clever, and fitting, some thought the name was enough to earn the Beatles a spot on Rolling Stone's list of the 13 dumbest band names in rock history. Of course, the boys didn't help the situation either, giving rather strange and unusual manners of arriving at the name in interviews over the years. In an interview with Dusty Springfield, Lennon was asked about this, and he simply said, "I just thought of it." Yet, when he published an amusing biography of the Beatles in 1961, Lennon alleged their name came from a dream. "Many people ask, what are Beatles?" he wrote. "Why Beatles? Ugh. Beatles, how did the name arrive? So we will tell you. It came in a vision. A man appeared on a flaming pie and said unto them, from this day on you are Beatles with an A. Thank you, Mr. Man, they said, thanking him." Many years later, a poet named Royston Ellis began claiming that he was the one who thought of changing the extra E to an A. It has been confirmed that Ellis was indeed hanging out with John Lennon and Stuart Sutcliffe when they thought of the name. According to Ellis at the time, Lennon decided to spell the name simply as Beatles with 2 E's, but Ellis told him to include the beat reference. Furthermore, Ellis also said that he made them a chicken pie for dinner, but it caught on fire in the oven, hence John Lennon's flaming pie story. After several decades, it's hard to know which story is the correct one, but while not everyone agrees on what the real story is, everyone can agree on the fact that the Beatles was no doubt one of history's greatest bands. Considering all the possible explanations, there's no real way of knowing for certain how they came up with the final iteration of the Beatles with an A, not to mention the Fab Four were infamous for their silly answers in interviews. They never took any interviewers seriously, except when Lennon was nearly crucified for saying that the Beatles were bigger than Jesus Christ. They were once asked in an interview what the Beatles means. In response, they said, "Beatles just means us," adding, those smally crawly things. We're the big crawly things. So there you have it.